What's up, everybody?
What's going on?
It's Dizzy and Mr. Rathbone. We're recording this tonight. It's special. You're probably going, where is he? Well, I am in the studio right now. Oh my gosh, that sounds 10 times better. No wonder he told me to talk right into the mic. Does it sound good on your end?
Sounds clear, loud and clear.
Ooh. And guess what I have? A face mask. So you would think, how can he talk with the face mask? Well, I'm going to be as articulate as possible. So anyway, good evening. We had 2 hours. We've now got exactly an hour. So
an hour.
We have an hour. So we're going to make a 2-hour show into a 1-hour show. Are we ready, guys?
We got
ready? So many guests. Jason frigging Perry. Let's bring Mr. Perry into the store.
Bring Mr. Perry to start kick things off.
Kick things off. A recap. A recap of the Golden Globe.
All right, he should be coming on now.
Okay.
I admitted him.
He's admitted him. Well, while he's admitting him, I want to just say something. Congratulations on Roethlisberger. We're going to talk about that after Jason, and we'll do a very quick sports take. We're going to take it from 5 minutes to 2 minutes, 1 minute each. It's going to be fast. Okay, Jason Perry, we are going to talk about Borat. Hey, Jason, how are you?
What's up? Do I sound clear enough?
You sound very good. You sound very good. Good. So, Jason,
awesome.
Can we first off thank you for coming? I love that we can't see you. It makes it more mysterious. It's fine. I like it. So keep it that way. Don't come on. Jason, we only got a few minutes here, and I know you've got dinner. So let's talk about what you saw in Borat 2. What are they calling this film? This Borat film?
Subsequent movie film.
Ooh, okay. Nice stuff. Well, it won two Golden Globes. So tell us what Max and the audience who hasn't seen it, what we're in store for.
Well, I always thought it would be a weird idea to make a sequel to Borat because, of course, everyone knows the character, especially and the actor too. Now that he's such a famous star now, especially since then, and he's been in a lot of mainstream hits, Talladega Nights and such, and Hugo, and he's a fine actor and all too. But the movie plays on that.
Oh, he does.
Oh, that's right. He was. Yeah.
Yeah, Les Miserables.
So the sequel. Yeah, the sequel plays on the fact that everyone knows him. Like, it's kind of a plot point in the movie, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, oh no, everyone knows Borat now, so he has to go in disguise. And I thought that's kind of amusing. They play on that a little bit. He has a daughter character, a female companion with him, and she's also pretty funny as well. Like, they play off each other perfectly. Like, she has great comedic timing and everything. I thought that was impressive. And of course, it's a little bit more politically. I mean, the first one was a bit, but media nowadays, it seems to be like a staple, which is interesting. But there are some parts that seem a little bit more edited than the first movie. I don't think it's better than the first movie, but it's certainly like a very interesting take, and I'm glad it exists. It's nice to see that character return and have another little interesting adventure. It's basically that.
Well, because we had to keep it that short, that was a great overview. I think I'm going to go see it. It's worth it. Now, give me, out of a Jason rating, we don't have a rating system yet on the show. So out of a Jason rating, how do you usually do it? 10? What's your method of your madness? Your rating system?
I would say it's 7.5 out of 10. Like, it's pretty funny. It's funnier than I thought. It's funny because when I watched it with my dad, and he said that he didn't find it too funny in the first half hour or so, and then like the last portion of the movie he thought was really funny. But like when he watched it again with me, like we were laughing more often at the stuff earlier on. He's like, actually that is really funny. So it's like that might be the effect for you, So yeah, it was enjoyable. It's really funny.
Great.
7.5 out of 10. Sure.
Well, 7.5 or 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
7.5.
7.5.
7.5.
7.5. I like it. Well, Jason, because of time, we'll have you on a few more times, hopefully. But thank you for coming on. And just recap, only I, out of this whole show, watched the Golden Globes. So we'll have to recap that next week for time's sake. Jason, see you soon. Have a great evening.
Gotcha.
And love you, and good to hear from you. Okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we'll
Thank
see
you,
you
Jason.
soon. Thank you, Jason Perry. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay, next guest. We're doing really good on time. Because I want to get the sports out of the way, let's do it now before we forget. The Beantown Breakdown. The Beantown Breakdown. I had to do that. I'm sorry.
He had to do it. He's in front of the camera, folks. He has to.
And this nice mic. Hello, the Beantown Breakdown. Mr. Rathbone, you've got less than a minute, about a minute, so fire away.
All right. Well, pretty decent week in Boston sports. The Celtics are on their 3-game win streak. With some nice wins. We beat the Clippers the other night. We beat the Wizards and I believe the Pacers. So
Wow.
things are looking up for them. Tonight is their last game before the All-Star break. We're playing
Nice.
Toronto at 7.
Cool. And we're favored. We're favored to win that
And
game.
we're favored. If we lose, we drop down to 500 for the All-Star break, and hopefully we can win and stay above 500. And then in hockey land for the Bruins, we've had a little bit of troubles. We lost last night in the shootout to Washington, but we're still have a decent record, so it's not total collapse. Washington's a good team, but it's too bad not getting that win.
Yeah, and we got to see Chara. We got to see our good friend Chara.
Get to see Chara, and we'll get to see him again tomorrow night.
Oh, nice, cool. Okay, we'll do our new segment after Evan McDermott, right? We have a cool new segment, right, Mr. Rathbone, that we're all excited about. Owen has discovered a new sport, so we're going to keep that under wraps. Can I just say one thing? I'm wearing my Manchester United hat. I also get 1 minute to talk about European soccer, FIFA, 1 minute, showdown, chicken, and fish and chips. Sorry. I don't even know my own name of my own segment. Anyway, so we have a few things. Manchester, get it together, please. We're second place. It looks like we're gonna fall in second place. We're not gonna win the Premier League. There's not enough time, and also that means Man City will win. I'm not happy about that. Max is doing pretty. No, I am not. I hate Man City. Anyway, but they have a chance to win the Euro Cup, the England Cup, the FA Cup, and Euro Cup. So we will win those two. Also having fun with FIFA right now. I have some emoji things coming out. You'll see those. And you liked my last one. It will be on my Instagram and my TikTok. Anyway, good luck everyone tonight. Our big guest, this special is another part 2 of the health and wellness with our friend, another former Leslie alum. So we had one just a minute ago, Jason Perry, who's in the film department. And we've got Evan McDermott, who was on the tennis team. Owen, this guy is a gem teddy bear rat. He doesn't, I told him about this. So here anyway, we're 2 minutes over. Let's bring him on. Evan McDermott, all the way from South Dakota.
Live from South Dakota. Here he is.
Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey.
What's happening?
Hi, Evan.
Here he is. What's going on?
Not much, just chilling. How about you guys?
Oh, there you are, Evan. I didn't
Pretty
know.
nice.
Good. I've been using the phone because we've had some technical problems. So anyway, I can finally see you.
Hell yeah.
Evan,
hell yeah.
You look great. You also have your mic as well.
I do.
So we both got our mics going on. Evan, take it away. We're glad to have you. I did find your book, and we're gonna get to that in a few moments. Because of time, Evan is going to get us a 30-minute recap in 45 minutes to 30 minutes. So, Evan, let's take it away. First off, you're in South Dakota, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. I'm out in South Dakota. It was a beautiful day out here. I'm not gonna lie, 65 and sunny. So you know?
Wow. I'm a little jealous. Nice. Okay, Evan, well, tell us your gym regiment that you did today. I know that we've been talking to you the last few days. Tell us, you had a session this morning.
I did. I mean, I will say that, I go to the gym 5 or 6 days a week, but overall, like my whole focus is really just about how can I optimize health and wellness? Like, how can I be the best version of me? So, I mean, today I was in the gym, I did legs. So it's like, all right, not always the most fun, but I did that. But I mean, I've also done stretching, like I did meditation, like I did um, breath work. So I mean, ate pretty healthy today. So I feel like there's been like it goes beyond just the gym. Like the gym is like 15-20% of the whole I guess you could say package in terms of health and wellness, but
You're a show off, by the way. Show off. I had to do that. You knew I was going there.
I got very little ego. I try to have very little ego, but sometimes I might show off.
Well, you don't. You do. You're a fine gentleman. Could I just this is off topic. Remember how we were talking about Becker? They're
Yes, sir.
closing down.
They're closing their school down?
I was making fun of them yesterday with you, and they're literally closing their whole school. I said I would not want to go there. Yeah, it's
rest in peace.
Bye-bye, Becker, and we'll talk about that another week. I don't want to say what I want to say on this air.
Say what you want to say.
Well, I will.
Why are you holding yourself back for?
Well, I know. I liked your quote that you said today. Can you give us that quote that you said on your last Instagram? No, because of time, I want to say it. But
what I put on Instagram?
Last quote. Read it. Give us if you can remember.
What did I say? It was something along the lines of your health being an investment, right? You're like you have to put in the work. Like so, your health. You're like it's not something. I think we take. Yeah.
Here, I have it. You are in charge of your own health. Nobody's going to take of you like you can yourself. Like anything, it is an investment you have to choose to make. Stop looking for solutions you seek externally. It's all internal. It's within your own infinite potential. So take charge and stop selling yourself short. I love that.
Yes, sir. Trying to a little bit of motivation, I suppose. I mean, that was just what kind of came from the heart. But I mean, it's true. I mean, and it's not to sound cliche, but you do sort of have to invest like anything, right? I mean, you can't just like go to the gym once or meditate once or stretch once and be like, I'm a beacon of health and I am the messiah of the gym now. But you have to invest. You have to really like want to improve, not even so much enjoy it, but just want to improve and want to get better. I think that's the whole the mindset you have to take on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we're going to talk about the interconnectivity throughout your book over the next few weeks throughout. But I wanted you to talk about this thing. Remember how we've been joking, and I always do this with a gym rat. Now, first off, give me a definition of what a gym rat really is and why I hate them so much. But there's some good things probably. But what is the definition of a gym rat?
I would say the stereotypical gym rat, like when you hear that word, it kind of brings out a negative connotation in a way. Like people, like for people who don't go to the gym, like a gym rat. And like there's nothing wrong with, I try not to give labels, but I would say it's like somebody who goes into the gym and is like comparing themselves to others, tries to show off, is very much for the ego, you could say.
And I think that's kind of a core part of their personality.
Yes, exactly. Like their life is the gym. And there's people like the owners of my gym are like professional, like power lifters. Like it's a huge part of their life, but their ego is like real small. Like you don't meet them and be like, the gym is this entire person's personality. You know what I mean? So it's the gym rat is, and the gym can be a good thing for a lot of people if it is a huge part of people's personality. I'm not going to judge, but like a lot of times gym rats, why they'll get that name is because they will knock others for not going to the gym. You know what I mean? Like they will.
And that's what I don't like. I don't like that. And I also don't like the egotistic. And I'm not going to say I don't act like that sometimes in other ways in my own.
Everybody does once in a while.
We all do. But if I go to the gym, like you said, I'm focusing in my interest in myself. I don't want to go into the gym trying to compete all the time because I'm always feeling that way already. Why should I have to compete? I'm in there to set my own goals. And I think that's what you're going to tell us a little more in depth, like how we can set our own individual goals. This isn't some contest. We're not, that's what I think of when I saw in college was like, we all guys, young men like us, we all try to make, hey ladies, or hey, or
dude, especially
look at what I can
the
do.
college gyms.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my
Colleges,
goodness.
yeah.
College. Now that's when you get the college bros and everything. So like, let's not lie. Let's not lie, everyone. That was the turn off. That was like my turning point.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about that more in depth. I'm putting some hand sanitizer, so I don't know if you're picking that up. But let's get into for time's sake, we'll get through some of these other topics again in the following weeks. Can we talk about how do you want to do this? Do you want to do your journey or how we got to this book? Let's do that. How did we get to this point of Evan McDermott's book process? How did you get
there?
there?
Wow. I mean, to be mindful of time, I'll try and make it as short as possible. I mean, it's sort of an accumulation of everything I've learned over the past couple years, because I've very much been on my own. I guess you could call it an inward journey, like really self-reflective, like how can I be the best version of myself? Like what is my purpose? What is my calling? What is it that I want to do? How can I work towards something that is greater than the individual self? Ultimately, I was really asking myself those questions. And I've always been a pretty good writer. And, I had been doing my own podcast for a while. And I just had I feel like kind of knew in my heart in a lot of ways that I had something to write. Like I had something I wanted to send out there. And it wasn't until I actually decided I'm going to sit down, I'm going to organize out what this book is going to look like. And, once I actually organized it and kind of got my thoughts in order, I wrote the thing in about 3 weeks. It was it was all in there. But really it's the accumulation of me trying to figure out, why do so many people live feeling purposeless? Why is it that we are so divided as a society? Why is it that, we're living in this world that almost has no connection to a higher meaning? Isn't there something more to what we're being fed? And how can we sort of bring that to the forefront? Because I think it's an individual journey ultimately. You can't just make it appear at a societal level. You really have to undergo that process individually. And it's something I've done. So it's sort of just reflective on what I've learned over the last couple of years and how some of the things that I've learned, trying to put it in a practical format for readers. Ultimately, I'd say that's sort of a little journey of how it came about, at least.
It's sort of awakening, I feel, and
100%.
You probably were feeling that when you did discover all this, and that's how we have gotten to where you have gone now. Right. Because of COVID, because of where you were previously, and as you told me yesterday, your family, your mother's out there now in South Dakota, and you've been out there for the last 6-7 months.
I've only been
for 7 months.
Yeah,
how long have you been?
I've been in South Dakota about 2 months.
2 months. So let's talk about this. Then we will be diving into the lifestyle of California. You're a New England boy, just like all of us.
Yes,
You're
sir.
in this room. Yes, and
Boston,
you went
baby.
to Boston, and you now so you went to California. You were there for 7 months, and what was that? Give us a typical a 7-day week health regiment plan that you were doing. We don't have to get into lifestyle of what you were doing every day, but your eating and health habits. What was that like?
While I was in California?
Yeah, what was your typical 7-day week?
Okay.
And then we'll throughout the next 4 weeks or whenever we'll talk about a little more, but just you personally.
I would say, actually out in California, I actually got a good chance to really hone in on different health areas, because California, it's stereotypical for the health capital of the United States. Everybody's doing yoga, everybody's doing meditating, which I picked up those practices a lot out there. But 7 days, I had my job I had to go to, but I would really focus on meditation. I would do yoga. I had a part-time job at a yoga studio and I got free classes, so I would go and do that. But being in California, I made sure to get outside. I would go to the beach a couple times a week and try and spend at least 20, 30 minutes in the sunshine, because the sunshine's healing. Like, it's good to be outside. Like, if you just imagine how you feel at the end of like a beach day, like that feeling of like warmth and vitality, like we should strive for that every day. So
And it's
you know,
also important to have vitamin C. We need vitamin
100%.
C in our, especially if we're not getting it. Sun is the way to go. I think that's
100%.
one thing. The Swedes will tell you that.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
the Norwegian, they don't get enough of that. So,
Right.
so now so let's say your gym thing. Why don't we do this? We'll just, because
Yeah.
we're sticking with the gym thing this week.
Solid.
How many times were you going to the gym? I'm assuming everything has always stayed the same. What was the gym? What was your gym schedule like for Evan?
You know, at that time, I didn't have as much self-control, actually. So I would go 7 days a week and never rest, which is actually, I think, worse than going like, if you need to incorporate rest, but I would go like 7 days a week and I would just lift like crazy. I play basketball. They had a basketball court there. I would play basketball. So
Wow.
I would probably lift 5 or 6 days a week and then do like basketball and swimming on other days. And I felt good. Like I felt like I was in pretty good shape, but I actually burned out a little bit towards the end of that 6 to 7 months. Cause there were days I would take days off once in a while, but not consistently. So, but I had a good lifting schedule going, that's for sure. But if I had incorporated a little bit more rest, I would have probably gained a little more muscle, got a little stronger, felt healthier. It was a good time for me to like learn how to balance a workout regimen. Like, all right, I'm going to lift this many days and I should rest here. And I didn't, and I paid for it. And so now I kind of know, like, when my body's telling me to rest, I should rest. So, it was a really like experimental phase in the gym for me, because I was just kind of going all out, I didn't have too much of that self-restraint. And I guess you got to learn the hard way in that regard, because I have an addictive personality, and my addiction like has gone into like working out, which is, you can have a lot worse addictions, 100%. But I would say I was working out too much, which is possible.
Yeah. Well, certainly, as you said, you need like rest and recovery. Yeah. You got to have balance.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's what you were telling me yesterday. It's not, if you're going to the gym, and you said 7 times is not the way to do it.
Yeah, not at all.
It's not for you, because we're human. We're not robots.
No, we tire out if we. In a way, it's almost like our body. I don't like to compare the body to like a machine, because I don't think that's the right analogy. But like, if you use a machine too much without like giving it maintenance, it's going to break down, and you're going to have some trouble with it. So you got to like, the rest is like the maintenance. It's like taking care of yourself.
You're gonna be like Iron Man that turns into the 10 Man.
No, exactly, dude.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
So I am excited for these next few weeks, because you and I, and if Owen wants to join, because I feel he's a health nut. We always have this insight, Mr. Broccoli. Like, he loves his grades. He loves his. I love broccoli too. But because we make the inside joke that I look skinny, like really, I have that Homer Simpson bod sometimes, and I want to look really fit. So we're gonna do a little plan. You're gonna get me, even though it's virtual. We're gonna get me on the right. We're gonna get me on the right path. So I will tell you what I eat next week, or whenever we do the next session, and then you're gonna go, oh God, Jesus. So like, to know this, I eat a lot of fried food and a lot of red meat. So you're gonna have to help me. Reel it in a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody's different, but I eat a ton of red meat. So I actually don't think red meat is all that bad. The fried food,
No.
I eat fried food once in a while, but
I don't eat it a lot. I'm gonna say I'll eat it, to be truthful. 2 to 3 times a week. I know it's still a lot.
That's not too bad.
But I've cut it back. I've cut because of my high blood pressure, and all the men in the family had a heart attack. So I don't want to go. I have already surpassed everyone, because Owen knows I don't smoke cigarettes. Never have, and never will.
That's good.
So we're already, and don't drink a lot. So we're on the right path here. So what we're going to do, Evan, you're going to start talking about the first part of the book this week. We have
Right
about
on.
10 to 12 minutes. So let's give you that time. You can read it excerpt or whatever you want to do. But these
Yeah.
are your 12 minutes.
Right on, man. I mean, I'm happy to just go off the dome because I feel
Okay, go off the dome.
The
If
book
you-
came from the heart, and when you have stuff that comes from the heart, it doesn't really leave you. Like if you have stuff in the brain, like that's just kind of facts and logic, and
Yeah.
that can escape you. But when you got stuff coming from the heart, like, that's kind of like your core self in a way. So, happy to
Okay.
just go it off the dome. But
All the heart, Mr.
all heart.
McDermott.
I mean,
All heart.
it kind of starts out really. I want to introduce the readers, like, because it's called The Story of Interconnectivity. And you hear that, and it's like, what does interconnectivity like actually even mean? Like, what is that
Yep.
even supposed to like represent? And it's very much getting into the core concept. Like, if you look at, I mean, I've done a lot of research on like Buddhism and a lot of like ancient other religions and sort of spiritual practices. They have this idea of like oneness and unity, right? And it's easy to like cliche way say like we're all one humanity, like we're in this together, things like that. But like if you look at it like on an energetic level, like we are actually all, there's like almost, if you think of like a spider, right? And they make a web and they have different parts of the web. Like we are interconnected at an energetic level almost through like an unseen web, you could say. Right. And there is
Yeah.
an unseen force that binds humanity together. Like you can I mean, there's countless examples of like people, for example, a group of people meditating in like a certain part of a city, like 10 people, and then the crime rate of that city drops 25 by that section of the city drops by 25%. Like there's science proving like that there's like this almost energetic frequency that we give off and we can connect through with other people in. So it's like it's getting into the concept of we're all one, but trying to resonate that on a, like a soul level for people, like getting people to recognize that they're part of this sort of, they're one part of this like infinite stream of consciousness, I guess you could say, if we're going that far with it. So that's sort of the intro of the book, and it gets people to think about like, I mean, I don't dive into this in the right in the first chapter, but getting people to think about like who is it that they are, like what is it that actually makes up humanity, like what is our natural state, like who are we supposed to be, what are we supposed to be doing, kind of what I was talking about at the very beginning, like what is the idea of purpose, what is there, like is there something more. And like the first part of the book is really dedicated to just the idea that yes, there is something more and there's something unique for every single individual. Like we're all one, we're all interconnected, but we're also all unique in our expression, unique in our talents, unique in our potential. So getting people open to that idea and just the willingness to go through the rest of the book with an open mind and a willingness to question their own belief systems and question who it is that they think they are and what they want to do ultimately. And you know, I would say it's a needed, I would say it's almost like a needed book in a lot of ways right now personally. Like that's what I obviously, I'm biased, like I wrote the freaking thing, so obviously I'm going to say that, but it feels needed because we are in a time where, you know, I mean, I could attest to this before I had this almost awakening. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Like I remember when I was 12 or 13 years old, my dad told me this story about his coworker. Their son was in college and he committed suicide, right? And he left a suicide note, and in the note they talked about like the guy committed suicide essentially because he didn't see the purpose of living this like mundane, boring existence. Like, is there really all there is to life is going to the 9 to 5, or, you know, following this strict timeline that we're expected to follow? Like, is that really all there is? And I didn't know why at the time, but that story has always really stuck with me. So, and I think that's sort of been the essence of my own journey, the essence of discovery. And like obviously I'm still learning. Like the book is, if anything, that's like just an intro for me into these ideas. Like I'm going to continue to explore them, but you know, that first part of the book is really getting people to ask themselves if they think, is there more to this life, and what does that look like? What is human nature actually? Like, are we living in a society that is functionally in alignment with human nature? And I personally don't think so. I mean,
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
I
I
feel
don't
like,
think we are.
yeah, I feel like most people, if they're being honest, don't think so.
right, right. And then the thing is, we don't ask why that is. Like, like how many people actually address like why, like what is the root foundation of this problem? Because I think that's a problem. We should be living in alignment with nature. We should be living in alignment with one another. Like there shouldn't be so much division and hatred
Yeah,
and
I think there's a lot of short-sighted thinking, kind
right.
of greed and stuff like that. That
Absolutely.
I mean,
100%.
it's complicated. Looking back in history too, at all the different cultures and nations, and
Right.
I
No,
don't know, they all
100%.
kind of had their own take on it.
Right, exactly. And I'm very interested in, like I talk about early in the book, the idea of shamanism. I don't know how familiar you guys are with shamanism, but it's
A little bit.
existed throughout all of these ancient cultures, and it's interesting because they all had such similar practices and similar beliefs, even though they had no connection with each other whatsoever. I mean, you had them in Siberia and South America and Africa, and all these shamanic cultures held this belief of like we are a part of nature, we are one with nature, like we have and they had all these different similar practices, whether it was with different like psychedelic medicines, plant medicines, or like different uh, beliefs about the nature of reality that were all very similar. So I think we could take a page from the shamanic culture and sort of infuse that in Western society to, just realign with nature, because, we're destroying the planet. We have horrible food systems. We have pollution that's just like crazy. Like we're cutting down the rainforest. So it's like,
Can I say
why
one
are we
thing?
doing that? 100%. Hop on in.
Yes, and I think we as a have might, I don't know if everyone, but we're seeing a lot in the last 10, 15 years. We've taken a awareness and attention to these issues. The
Uh-huh.
thing about it, I think one more thing about this whole thing around COVID, we've taken even more aware and more serious. I think being able to shut down some of these places, I mean, we're not going to be able to do that ever again, like what we did in the magnitude. But it really did help. It really showed that we can be a bike city like Amsterdam or Chicago or these places, because we can. It's not going to happen overnight. You can't make every city be a bike. But if everyone did something different, like taking issue with the glaciers melting, right? Or these fracking situations where I know Canada was angry. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but they were angry that that Biden and I can't remember what the name of the bill was, but I remember that they were like, "Why are you doing this?" Well,
Was it
I was
Keystone
surprised.
pipeline thing?
Yeah, the
Was that
Keystone. Yeah, I
pipeline?
don't want the
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could get into that another time. But there's so many political issues on these things, and so many issues, environmental things that we could just. But I think through this year, I think you're going to see a huge jump with ways of saving food that we were throwing out. There are apps now. You know what I mean? We're wasting so much food in this country. So much food. It's awful. And there's so many things that we can branch off.
Yeah.
And do you talk about that in this book of some of those issues?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I touch on them. That's something that I definitely mention. Like I talk about sort of that we are on this path of essentially extinction as a planet. And I don't think I mentioned COVID too much specifically, but I really view it almost as like it's really a symptom more than an actual, I think, like random thing that's happened in a way. I think it's a symptom of the way we've been living. Like we're so disconnected from nature that we're prone to like it's a pandemic or a virus, right? Like
Yeah.
And it showed me a lot of how dysfunctional I think our society was. And like what is it that actually matters? It's like community.
Yeah.
It's people.
People weren't people weren't
in the first week when everyone was rushing out and buying all the toilet paper and it was just so much panic and confusion, and then everyone didn't want to wear masks or be safe, and
Yeah.
And we've seen so many, like, how there have been moments though of happiness, of helping build that community, going and helping at our food banks, helping our loved ones who don't have the necessities that others, have. But we're seeing more of that community. And I have a church service and book club that we meet every Wednesday, and we were saying we're seeing more of not only donations but more of people helping their neighbors. Well, why couldn't we do that? Why did we need a pandemic? Why did it
Right.
have to take? It's kind of sad,
Well, and I was gonna say, I look at the direction we're going, and I wonder if the lesson was actually learned in terms of the pandemic. Like, because
hope.
I mean,
I
for
hope.
example, like we can end poverty in the whole world
In a
for like
minute.
for like
Yeah.
100 billion or something along those lines. Like, obviously 100 billion is a lot of money, but with the, like, for a stimulus bill that we have, for example, in the US, right? It's like 1.6 trillion. You could end poverty and end hunger, or I think it's end the water crisis, which is a big factor in poverty and hunger.
Yep.
You can end that 10 times over in the whole world, but instead, how, like, 80% of the stimulus bill is going to like big corporations and things
And
like that. So it's
yeah.
like, why aren't we actually, like, we can make money appear out of thin air? Why are we not actually focusing on what it, like, the human issues, and I think that's
Sad.
sort of, I think this, like, call that I'm addressing in the book is sort of like, you take this on in yourself and you learn within yourself, and then you can sort of relay this at a more collective level, because everything that's going on large scale is just a macrocosm of what goes on at the individual level. That's how like, if there's chaos in politics, because there's chaos in the people who voted him in. Like, it's just
Yeah.
it's our society is very reflective of what the individual life is kind of like right now. And that's what I'm trying to fix, the individual life, because then it'll transcend to the collective level.
Well, Evan,
And it's also all we can do, right? Like
Right.
I can't change the whole society, but
Exactly.
I can change myself.
Exactly. That's a lot of, like, spiritual teachers, Buddhist teachers, a lot of the people, like, that I've read all come to that exact conclusion. Like, you can only change what's in front of you. So you change yourself. And if you change yourself, right, then you can maybe impact your family. You can and when you impact your family, you can change your community. And if you start changing your community, maybe then
Mhm.
your community can change your country, and then your country can. So you have to start at that smaller individual level. Otherwise, you're not going to make a difference at all. Like, that's just sort of the nature of the beast.
guys, I want
Yes.
to leave it at that. I think it's a great. So I
Right
would
on.
love to talk more, but I think we did very well for
Right
30
on.
minutes, and I think you did better. So we're gonna get touched on a few of these other topics. I can't wait, and we'll have a structural thing, and we're gonna have an hour special. Hopefully, we're gonna have a few hour specials now. Evan, you could stay. Can he just stay in the background, or should we? Who's in the waiting room? Colin says he's ready whenever you.
I can head on. I got some things I was going to do, so I'll probably
Okay,
head on out if
great.
this is it. But I'm going to be next week. I don't know if you were planning on doing this, but I'm actually going to be in Vegas next week on Thursday. So, I mean, if you wanted to do something earlier in the week, I could,
Ooh.
but
Oh yeah, no, we'll do. We're taking somewhat of a hiatus. So
We're
we'll
taking
okay.
see
a week
you.
off, so
okay. All right. That works then.
See, so what we'll do the following week, we'll see you, and we'll have a nice special. We'll have
All right.
we'll have a special.
Sweet.
But
Right
have
on.
fun in Vegas. I'll call you later in the week, Mr.
Sweet,
McDermott.
man.
It
All
was
right. Yeah.
fun.
And if
you.
when this goes out, let me know. I'll share it with my own audience on my podcast.
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay, great.
Saturday at 9 p.m. Hey,
Sweet.
everyone.
Right on, man.
Here's the book.
yeah,
Everyone.
get the book.
Story of
Book, get the book.
Interconnectivity. Right here.
It's
Here we
on-
go.
I saw it. It's on Amazon, right?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, on both of them.
Ooh. Okay,
nice.
great. Sweet. Okay, Evan. Sweet.
All right.
Good night.
Night,
for coming
fellas.
on.
Thanks for having me on.
Yep. Thanks for coming.
Oh, my pleasure. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
All right. Sounds good.
Peace.
Peace.
Okay. Well,
Well, that was interesting, very informative.
it was. I think it was very important we had him, and I can't wait to have more great things to come. Let's do the sports very quick. Can we talk about this sport that we told everyone about? It's going to be drum roll. Hold it. Wait. Here we go. Hold it. Oh, there was a joke I wanted to make. He I wanted to do all the Wizard of like memes to this because he said something about like, our strength. Well, there was the 10 man, but then I was going to say the lion, you need courage. And then the heart, you need to use your brain, to think. And then for Dorothy, you need your wisdom and you need your strength and your friends. So guys, rely on your friends and community. This is what the show's about, right, Owen? It's about being with your loved ones. It's about helping your friends and being a part of a community. And I'm very glad to be a part of this community, as I know Owen is, right? This is our little community. It's
Of course, yeah.
It's our community to tell stories.
Growing community. Wow.
And we're growing each week. We have, 2 new people today. So anyway, we have 2 old friends of ours, the friends of the Disney and Rathbone show. Can we get drum roll? Drum roll for Mr. Rathbone. This is our new segment. We don't have a title yet.
Share the thing.
Everyone, drum roll. And this new sport that Owen has discovered is?
I found this underwater hockey.
Oh my God. I mean, when he told me this, I was crying.
Underwater hockey.
Now, I thought, okay, is it like water polo? Because that's a great sport too. But it's under. You have to go underneath the pool. And they have little sticks. And it's taking hockey, water polo, and field hockey, right? And putting it in the pool below. So the one clip that Mr. Rathbone showed me was a clip. It was the teams were made up of co-ed, right? It was both women and men, and they joined.
Yeah, I think they have both.
Both.
Can you see this? What we have here on the screen?
We could sit. We only have about a minute, so play us the clip. Let's just see a little of the sport.
It'll load a little bit.
It's buffering. So
there we go.
Against
here we
Maddie
go.
Hollick, and we have a stoppage.
So it's like hockey, but on
referee
the
saying
bottom of
something
the pool.
different. And it's the referee at the back there who's indicating that's Vero, saying that there was an infringement
England,
of the
Great Britain
stick,
versus
and
France.
Great Britain will have the
Oh
advantage.
my gosh, my 2 favorite places in the world. Oh, I don't know who to cheer
CMAS
for.
director JJ.
So they're like underwater and they're playing on the ground, the hockey.
And now I barely see the hockey puck in NHL. I can barely see the hockey puck here. Where is the? Can you point?
I don't know
Down the
exactly
far
where
side
it
of the
is.
pool, met by the Great
I think
Britain
it's
cheers. Great
over in
Britain
the
elites, men
back
and
where that
masters.
group is.
No more games now till tomorrow. Both safely through to their semi-final, supporting their girls. Hoping
Okay.
that they'll be able to
let's stop
reach
it
the
there.
same heights.
Underwater hockey.
Teams were to make the
That
semi-finals.
is awesome.
All
What
teams
is
would be
that
at.
noise? Okay, that's good. That was allowed. Guys, well, I want to play. I can't play, but I will watch. You would you play? Would you play that game? It sounds fun. Looks
I
fun.
will play. I like that kind of thing.
Cool. Well, I enjoyed that. So let's bring on drum roll. Who's in the waiting room? Who's going to be first? Because we have 14 minutes.
There's only one person in the waiting room. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Just surprise me. Just bring him on. Whoever.
All right, he's coming on. It's the only one we have right now. So.
Well, don't tell me. Just let's see. Oh, you know what? It's Philippe because it's 6:38. Hello, stranger.
What's up? Hello. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Great. And now Colin just says I'm in. So is that true? Is he also in? Because he just texted me. I said
Should I
go in
bring
on.
him in too? Should I bring him in the waiting room?
No, let's let him sweat it out. Let's give him.
Okay, we'll
let's
let him
give
sweat it out, and we'll hear from
5
Philippe.
5 minutes. I'll tell him 5 minutes. Okay, so not Evan. Philippe. Hello, Philippe, or AKA
Hello there.
Philippe. Do
AKA
you like my getup? My new.
Oh, I love it. I think it's fantastic.
I know.
Now that you have that, you got to keep it from now on. You can't break it anymore.
I know, chains, everything. Now, can we just say, I'm not going to, I don't know, I forgot the name of the group that was before us, but they have their own podcast. But I'm going to just say a shout out, a hatred. No, don't waste our time. That's what I say. Don't waste Philippe, Owen, and my crew. I don't care if you have 4 artists in here. I'm going to say this, and he'll probably listen to it tomorrow because he will. Don't do that. You wasted 30 minutes of our time. Anyway, I don't know the name of your show, even though he told me, but they do the same kind of stuff we do. Well, we do it a little better. Sorry. Well, I just had to get that out. I love that they all of you were accepted of me. I was so like, but Thank you for your patience, guys, because I was not patient. I was getting a little.
You were getting a
And,
little
you know,
peeved.
Well, I was a little peeved because Owen had pushed his dinner back. Jason Perry had pushed his dinner back. You know, there's a lot of dinners going on, and
A lot of dinner.
also, and I'm a germ freak, and I still had to wash this place down twice because that's why I've been spraying Lysol the whole. I just been spraying. I don't know if that's going to affect the equipment in here. It probably will. Okay, Mr. Philippe, we've got 3 to 4 minutes for your time. So tell us, what wine and cheese did you bring today? Because we didn't
Yeah.
have you last week.
Right,
for
yeah,
the
it
Golden
got
Globes,
worked 2
yeah.
morning shifts and it knocked me right out. So apologies for that.
He
but
was
the
out,
body just
what?
got whammed. Body just got whammed.
16 hours. 16
Yes.
hours. Okay.
So
Let's go.
for this week, it turns out that everything I'm bringing comes from this one little country.
Ooh,
And-
and what is it? A little country I
This
like.
I don't know if you can hear the music a little bit in the background. Maybe.
Yes, I can.
Sounds a
No, I
little
can.
Spanish.
It's the Tarantella. It's the Tarantella from Italia.
Oh,
So,
Italian.
what we have
oh,
today
Yeah.
is a nice red. It's a Toscana. It says a Molino di Sant'Antimo. It's a type of
God.
Italian red wine from Montalcino, Italia. So
Ooh, Montesino.
it
Well,
should be quite.
thankfully, we don't have, except me, we don't have a lot of Italians watching this, please, because he's butchered. Did you butcher the name, or did you get that right? I can't tell if you butchered it. Did you butcher the name?
No, I think I did. Because they pronounce every letter. I found out. You know, they.
Oh, okay,
like the
they
French.
do.
The French
we
just
do.
ignore half the letters. The Italians pronounce, you know.
Well,
Because
Philippe, I've
apparently,
learned that.
don't say spaghetti as spaghetti. You say spaghetti. You actually pronounce the T.
Spaghetti. Yes, you do. But the French,
you pronounce everything.
the French, they don't. They go, oh, you know, they say it so fast. I'm like, what? But
yeah,
anyway.
they do speak very fast, but I like it. You know.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so while you're spinning, because of time's sake, what is the cheese that we have? We'll see that in a second.
So
What is
the cheese, little did I know, but it's
Little did
also
you know.
Italian. So it's called. So the brand name is called Igor. It's Gorgonzola. It is. Yeah, it's a Gorgonzola Dolce. So what that means is that it's a little. I was doing a little reading on it. It's, I guess, like a little bit on the lighter side, but sweet. But this type of cheese, I guess Igor makes a bunch of cheeses. This is like a soft type of cheese that they make. But I'm gonna try it, and I'll let you know how it goes. It looks fantastic, by the way. Let me take it out of the packaging. It's very soft. It's like butter. Even though it was in the fridge, it feels like butter. And look at this line. That's just a piece of beauty right there. So it's just got that, like, it's like that blue cheese type of, like, you know, the molding. So I'm really much looking forward to this.
Owen, bring him in. Bring him in. Let's
Bring him
more,
in.
the more the merrier. We have
Oh
9
yeah,
minutes.
it's 36:41. We're ending at 45, right?
6:47 we are, because I want to get out of this room at 6:53. Yeah, just bring him in.
All right.
Okay, more the merrier.
Following.
So Philippe, keep doing your thing though.
All right, and just a little shout out. These are called galantines. They are Tuscan crackers. They're absolutely delicious. This one was with rosemary. Smells absolutely fantastic. One of the best crackers I probably ever had in my life. So I couldn't recommend this. I couldn't recommend this brand more. It's called Galantine Tuscan crackers, and you have to get the rosemary. Oh my God, it's just fantastic. So now a little bit of the cheese, a little bit of the cracker.
Colin has lost his wallet. Colin has lost his wallet. I don't know what Colin has lost, but it's hilarious.
Wallet has not been lost. Don't you worry.
You got the wallet.
He's got the
Wallet
wallet.
is in the bag.
Wallet is in the bag. Okay, so he's eating that. It looks.
Yeah. So just to describe it, it's like a little bit sweet from the cheese itself, but you get the saltiness from the little bluer parts to it. It's got a punch. It's like it like zings right out, but it's really not. It's like a battle in your mouth, but in the best way possible.
He said it's got
smooth.
a punch. He's got a punch. Mr. Mike Tyson agrees with you. This is a local artist who's going to be on in a week or two from now. It's his name's Rocky, and he did this cool sweatshirt of Mike Tyson. Did you all see?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I dig it.
cool. Thanks.
Rocky from Leslie.
Yes, Rocky from Wesley.
Ah.
We both, yeah, that Rocky. Yeah,
Awesome.
awesome. Yeah, high school student and college colleague. I mean, now it's going to be our masters. Look at you pouring that wine. God, you.
I know. Well, I only have one wine glass and it's in the sink right now, so I got this little cactus margarita glass. But it opens up the smell more, I like to think. But oh my
Okay.
God, I think all wine should be poured in a margarita glass. The amount of smell that you get from it, fantastic.
Well, we're
this
gonna
is like
start
a
doing
rich.
that.
It's rich.
Yep.
It's deep. It's nice. You get that little like rye of alcohol, and it's like almost a bit sweet, a bit towards the end. So it's this like kind of medium body. I wish I could kind of show you from like above, but you see that
nice
like
shot.
little nice redness. Yeah, so it's not
Okay.
overly dark. So I guess the Toscano is more of a medium body type of wine, but it looks really good. It's very it's like robust in that sense. So it's quite nice.
We're gonna
First.
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's
cut
about it. It's quite nice. Yeah.
nice.
Recommend
Well,
it.
we're gonna cut.
Salute to your health.
Well, salute.
Salute.
Cheers.
Salute.
Salute. We're gonna cut you there because
Alrighty.
the cleaner
Thank
is
you.
giving me a dirty look. So fire away.
Me here. All right, let's get this. All right, so
Flavor of the week. Mr.
flavor of the
Conduct.
week.
I had to do it because
Oh,
I had to.
Boy, it's a good thing you did it because I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot to do it. So
Oh boy.
flavor of the week, guys. All right, well, what's the flavor? So
Well,
what's one of my wait, what were you saying?
oh, I was just gonna say I'm so like I don't know. I'm like
He's on
I'm
the
on the edge of my seat. I'm about to jump through the camera.
I
Okay.
can picture like a pre-quarters front is like flavor of the week. It's like boom, 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 boom. It just like
Flavor of
it
the
just
week.
comes in every time. It's like his new it's like TMZ flavor of the week. And it's like
Oh, I dig that.
I dig it. You know?
Let's see if I
Wow.
could get
Wait.
Jimmy to do something like that. He's been busy, but I could try to see if I could get Jimmy to make something up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, he has to. I mean, we have to.
We have to. We'll make this
We have
happen.
Every
Okay.
week it's
Nickelodeon
different. Okay,
shirt.
so what is our flavor?
Okay. So lads, boys, men.
For men.
Let me
Colleagues.
tell you something. About every other day when I get back from work from Newton, I go
Yep.
home to Bridgewater. What's the first place I go to right before I make it home? That
Dunkin'.
I
is
don't know.
not Dunkin's, not quite. I
No.
take a quick stop at Cumberland Farms, and every
I was
once in a
gonna
while,
guess that. I knew it.
it's
I
the
was.
place to be. It's our Wawas, and every once in a while I treat myself. I usually try to eat pretty good, but sometimes I'll let it go. And today I got myself a little ultimate whoopie pie.
Oh, okay.
Here's the
Flavor.
thing.
Tell us what the flavor is. What is it?
So the flavor is chocolate. I don't know if you want to call it breading. I guess you could call it breading. And then I'll be honest, I'm very uneducated in the ways of whoopie pie making. So I assume the
filling.
The filling is like vanilla. I don't know.
It looks like a standard filling though. Like
I don't
it's
even
not
know.
some crazy flavor or something.
It's not. Yeah, you know what? I would love it if they tried like a strawberry flavor, but
No, they do.
unfortunately-
They do. Call it.
They do.
They do. I'll tell you that next time. But please put it in your mouth. They're about to open the door. So eat it. Eat it.
Okay.
Eat it.
There's
Jim.
really Goldberg made whoopie pies.
Soft.
They're about
Good,
to
soft.
sanitize Max.
Yeah,
Frosting, very soft.
very
Frosting,
soft. Okay, you have 30
very-
seconds of your life here.
Very less viscous. Very much less viscous. Not strong. Not very thick. The way I like it, but I'll deal with it. Got it for $1. You know what? It's a very good 420 meal, if you will, I guess. So that's the best way to put it. That's the best way to put it. Would I suggest getting it? Same
On
situation.
420.
On 420 or a long day. Treat yourself to a little ultimate whoopie pie.
Ultimate.
My personal.
Well, opinion. Yeah.
Opinion,
Alright.
exactly.
Well, guys, we could talk about what we find. I'm gonna cut it here. The show ends. Stay in your room. Stay in the thing. I'll join you in like 5 minutes. I have to say something.
What?
Okay.
Why should we? Okay.
No, like cut it, and we'll all come back in. So
Okay.
we're gonna end the show, guys. What an amazing special! I think I'm gonna do this again because the guy owes us another hour. This was fun.
It was fun.
Literally nailed that in an hour and 20 something minutes. So good job, guys. Good job. Oh wait, actually, it was an hour. So awesome!
Alright.
You all killed it. Good timing. Thank you for your patience. And I'm gonna end record. Oh, do we want to do a cool sound effects before I leave? What should I say? Good night. Good luck. What's a good like ending?
I think that's good.
Good night.
Zynga.
I mean, otherwise I would have done lasers. Pew 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 pew. That's how we end the show, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, everyone, play dead. Okay, anyway, thank you guys for coming on. We're taking a break. I might do something on my own next week. But Owen and I, we have finals, so we're taking a break, right? So we will
Yes,
all
sir.
see you in, it's the 4th
2
now,
weeks.
so we'll see you on the 12th or the 13th. Good night, everyone. And
Night.
I'll see you guys
Night.
later. Okay, bye.
That's good.
Yeah.